Pardon me?
Your heartbeat is just fine.
We're talking about sexual harassment here.
The Seven Deadly Sins is an anime adaptation off a manga by Nakaba Suzuki. I haven't read any of his manga, but his prestige is widely known. However, I was more excited from the fact that Tensai Okamura was the series director. Starting out as an animator on movies such as Wicked City, My Neighbor Totoro, and Ninja Scroll, he transitioned to television as part of landmark series like Evangelion, Cowboy Bebop, and Blue Seed. Then he went on to direct two of the greatest anime ever made, Darker Than Black and Wolf's Rain. He also was the showrunner for Blue Exorcist. Guy is eclectic as fuck. That's what all these references mean. Be impressed. So we get to this 2014 series with all the trimmings and trappings of a big budget epic with a kooky cast of characters sporting princesses, thieves, mages, knights, giants, fairies. This is D&D. You have animated Dungeons and Dragons. Can I be a drow? Do you use Pathfinder or a newer edition? The whole of the series is primarily set up as a big go here and find the next character story with a setting mixed of British legends and Japanese oni with a few cases of Stockholm Syndrome. Also, the general feeling in this series of trust goes way beyond any natural inclination, meaning people win arguments simply by stating the opposite and everyone just accepts it.
Given the crimes you committed a decade ago, assassinating our Grand Master and attempting a coup—
I didn't do that.
They are triple critting on those diplomacy checks, man. Damn. It's really a wonder to see the writers try to push along the plot so quickly at points when it actually matters to have some deeper development explore these characters, despite knowing their motivations. Their motivations are clear because all of them are blatant archetypes. This works, and it doesn't. For the main cast, who are the main focus for the primary development, mainly because no shit, this blatancy is by choice, as the title suggests. The main core of characters are disgraced knights of the Kingdom of Leonis, each of them sinners, and represent one of the seven deadly sins outlined by 4th century monk Evagrius Ponticus: wrath, envy, greed, sloth, lust, gluttony. Haven't gotten to Pride yet because that's for season 2. And no, I'm not talking about Signs of Holy War coming out next month. That is an original story and not an official continuation of this variation. Oh, and a pig. There is a talking pig. And he's awesome. And nothing more needs to be said because that would spoil his story.
Thank you so much, Hawk.
That pig's one amazing tailor.
However, the minor characters, both allies and enemies, who I obviously understand have minor stories, are given a lot of screen time to really develop, and their development comes at the cost of their motivations, which are overly simple and usually covered in a single sentence. In other words, the characters themselves cover it in a single sentence, and then we move on.
I'll show him if it's the last thing I do! Brother always judged me for being a woman!
Overall, the series has a lot of conflicting points as well, so unless your brain is completely turned off, it could cause problems.
What the hell? Is this for real? I'm bleeding, but the cuts aren't closing.
And it's never brought up again. You can say that it's alluded to, but nah, not happening. And the antagonist is so evil he has Voldemort eyes, dark magic, and tries to bring on a war of all wars because he wants to return their land to its former glory of magic and demons. His minions drink demons' blood, have solid black eyes, and eternal smirks. Now I could give this series some shit for it, but truthfully I consider all these elements to be in the same vein. And it just feels like they're taking note out of Dragon Age Inquisition, and that is just awesome.
Exalt the Elder One, the will that is Corypheus.
This isn't built to be a series that's full of deep trademark existentialism or bumper sticker morality, and that isn't a defense of the very apparent shallowness of some of these scenes.
Princess, how is it you've become so strong now?
Hun, it's called character development. But the problem with the development in this is that it's presented to the audience in a way we can easily digest it, but at the expense of the story's integrity. We are introduced to the elements and facets of these characters, as would a newbie would be in their lives like Elizabeth and Hawke, but they go on about it with each other in the same fashion too. Despite the main cast of characters being close friends and teammates for many years before, many reveals are arranged that sort of negates that relationship. Not always, but enough to be a problem. It's a fun series with some straightforward storytelling, ordinary tropes that you come to expect from a modern adventure anime, and a lot of Deus Ex Machina moments. That isn't to say there aren't touches of nuanced dramaturgy throughout the show. There ain't a whole bunch of confusion on the motivations of these characters versus the rambling nature of this series' plot. The animation is extraordinarily fluid. The budget was spent in all the right places, except a voice actor or two. You could have at least done like one more take in certain instances. But the vivid brightness of the color palette could be off-putting because of the mesh of the content, but in reality, it's no different than Dragon Ball Z.
Aura Burst! Inferno Curse! Black Whip! Let's Squall! Wind Shooter!
No, I'm not kidding. There's so much fucking DBZ isms in this that it's ridiculous. Just add a bit of Fate Zero and a little bit of Claymore and you're set on this show. But even with the damn decent animation style that I think is very eye-catching, and a story that is fast-paced to keep you engaged, there are some instances where I think the show just got sloppy.
Take this! Sir Meliodas, it's not that Liz wanted you to fight! It's that she wanted you to live! Don't you understand? You're someone who stands up for what he believes in!
Is this also a time where physics decides to take breaks whenever it fucking feels like? And as I mentioned a moment ago, the voice acting has some weak moments that really shine through as being laughably bad, but overall the voice acting in this is very effective. Some scenes are chill-inducing how good the cast can get, also mirroring the superb direction by Okamura. Whether fucked up, sad, dramatic, comedic, it's generally pretty damn good.
Just lie back and leave everything to my magic hands. I promise it won't hurt. I'm gonna make you feel like you're flying.
That guy's amazing. Everything he says is sexual.
And despite not being using the English dub for this video, I will say equally that the Japanese, English, Spanish, French, and German dubs are all equally enjoyable for all of the same reasons. I actually recommend that you watch the full scope of the voice acting for this because the slight alterations in the performances by all of the international casts are really something to appreciate. And hearing a pig squealing at someone for being a pervert in German is fucking hilarious. But the final thing I need to spotlight is the Seven Deadly Sins score. Hiroyuki Sawano was the composer for the series, and you've all heard his work. If you're an anime fan, casual, otaku, or weeb, whatever, you know this amazing composer. Blue Exorcist, Guilty Crown, Kill la Kill, Aldnoah Zero, Seraph of the End, and Attack on Titan. Think what you will about those series, but the music is amazing and you will bow in reverence. Overall, I can say the series has some major flaws with the story structure and delivery, but the show is fun. It doesn't try to be anything that it's not, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a series that wants you to have fun as you follow the journeys of these characters, just like a good D&D campaign. And it sets up the possibilities for further character development and even bigger expansion of the universe and its potential adventures at the end of the season. Now, I can't speak to what we soon release and how it will impact the story and characters of what we've come to know, but because of the superb confidence and handling of the material and the veteran production house A1 Pictures still handling animation, I'm confident that it will be just as wild a ride as this one. Though A1 Pictures are considered to be more well known to be a producer of amazingly animated series that end up being lacking in the writing department, such as Fractal and Black Butler, they've also produced solid popular work like Fairy Tail and Persona 4. You'll leave this series like,
So happy!
which is a nice change of pace from the last few episodes being as heavy as they've been. So that means I have to go dark again, don't I?